Hello. This is a very hard video for me to make because I want to think about myself in a way where I know everything. I know exactly what, why, and how to do certain things, but apparently I'm not perfect. So in this video, I decided to share 8 mistakes I've made after running my AI agency for the past 2 years that did not allow me to cross $15,000 in revenue per month. I generally very self-conscious person, and this is my public reflection of the journey. I do deeply believe that if you cannot stick till the end of the video with no fancy edits or cool presentations and learn from someone who is making money in the industry, I'm sorry, you're probably not gonna make it. Now, let's start with the first one. I was emotionally attached to my marketing campaigns, copies, and offers. This is the ego. Again, this is something very personal where when I do certain thing, I tend to believe that this is the most perfect thing that you can do. And again, this is just this is very, this is the thing that I'm trying to work on a daily basis for my business journey moving forward, because I know that you need to rely on data and you need to test all of the things before making the conclusions. And your opinion means nothing. Buyers actually vote with their money. And if no one cares about what you're offering, it means that you're wrong, not the market. It is still kind of my weakness that I'm trying to work on. And a good representation of this was when I was starting, I was sending cold emails trying to land my first client. I was trying to gather everything, right? So I was learning a lot from public videos on YouTube, never but a course, and was trying to gather my perfect copy, right? So the one thing for the cold emails is obviously the prospect list. Right now, it's much more important, I believe, than your actual copy. Offers the most important thing, but then the prospect list and then the actual copy. But at that time, it was still very new, right? And I needed a way to make people trust my message and trust having a call to discover the different possibilities. And I created what I thought the perfect message, gathering all the knowledge that I had, but it was not working. And I was like, okay, probably not the best way to get the clients, right? And like, to be completely honest, it was like 2-3 different variations of the same message. So I was doing the spin tags and A/B test locally, but I was not trying to spin the whole offers or the whole angles. Again, unfortunately, because I thought that this is the best thing that you can do. And then I just decided, like, to, before actually quitting, because I still had the money, so I had the infrastructure of sending thousands of emails per day. I decided to, why not, to try more things. And I literally launched probably like 20 different copies, and most of them were like very stupid. And I knew that they're probably not gonna work, and most of them have not. But I did found a copy that allowed me to book more meetings and start, the ball rolling. So I think the lesson here is that you need to put your ego away and just literally listen to the market output and see what others are saying. The second one is that I looked really bad on my first sales calls. What the fuck was this setup? I can actually show you. So throughout my bootcamp, I also give people access to some of my sales calls that I had with my clients. Most of them are pretty old. And if you look at this setup, that was very, very bad. Like, so these are the sales calls recordings. There's some random guy in a shirt, and I'm like, and I'm also seeing that, like, because I go back and forth, so I travel, I usually just say that I'm in Israel, and like because I say that I'm in Israel, I'm wearing like this type of the shirt. I love this shirt, but like it looks like I'm some sort of a religious person, and like in the dark, right? Like with one light. And I was doing that on purpose because I thought that, okay, let me try to look cinematic, I guess. And again, so the reason for it was because, like, again, so there's a time zone difference, and most of the calls that I was doing were like at night, right? And I work till 2-3 a.m. because of the time zone difference, and like all of my businesses are located usually overseas. So, and like I mean, what are you going to think when you see this guy? Now, I know that a lot of people say that it doesn't matter, right? So your offer does the things that you sell, the way you speak, and all these things. But I actually think that it matters. I do think that people judge the book by the cover. Like, obviously, since you're hopping the call, you have an option to uncover the content of your book, but the first impression is very important, right? That's why I always tell people that if you're serious about the space, if you're trying to build an agency, if you hop on the calls, try to be presentable, right? Don't try to make it fancy. You can use, your own like laptop camera, but get the good light, get the good microphone, make sure that their room is quiet. So these things really, really matter, and I am pretty sure I would close much more clients if I would be more present, because, like, again, so the industry was very new, and I was hopping on hundreds of different calls with companies of different sizes, and you can see that the company doing 10 plus million dollars in revenue probably not gonna be interested in working with this type of the guy. Okay. The third one is that I was thinking in short term, trying to make money right now, charging high ticket. I needed to have a productized thing from day one. Now, my agency currently making between $20,000 to $40,000 a month, and it fluctuates because of the way our offer is structured and because of the way we get the clients. Right now, it's split between cold outreach and my content. I'd say content right now is about 50 to 60% of the clients. We get much more prospects from cold outreach, but most of them are not qualified or not ready to purchase. So because of the nature of the content, I cannot make my offer productized really in like a certain industry or a specific offer because this is what I thought, because I was I'm targeting different things, different industries, people coming to me from the different spaces with different intents, right? And if you look, for example, at like the one prompt is a very good example. I'm pretty sure that most of you at that time already know that I have my own software suite, right? It's called One Prompt, where this is kind of my way of monetizing my audience on YouTube, because again, if you think about this, like out of the 100 people that watch this exact video, 90 people will be interested in selling automations, right? Maybe 95. And only 5 will be the actual business owners. And again, so yeah, sure, this is the video where I talk specifically about the agency. But even if we go to my YouTube channel and like see the videos about like the sales call or about the customer support agent, I am telling you that most of the viewers here are the people that are, say, 70% at least, are not the business owners. They are the people like me that are willing to sell the automation. So that's why I decided to monetize my audience with not just a simple course or a template, but with an actual tangible thing that we do. So I packaged everything in the high level interface, and we have basically 6 ready to sell automations that are productized that people can get and resell to their clients. The reason I'm telling you this is that, again, and they are like powered by like VoiceFlow and Identity Retail. So if you think about this is like something very productized, right? So it has like a specific solution to specific problems. You just need to find the right niche and create an offer around it in order to resell it. I did not had something like that for a while, and I was trying to chase the high ticket clients instead of relying on the retainers. And I know that I lost a lot of the people, and I still do. But again, I do that not because I think that this is the right way, but rather because of the nature of my agency. So if you, like, for example, look at this customer support AI agent that you can charge like $5, $8, $10,000, or any of the automation that I'm showing here. Like, this is literally the bot that we charge like $13,000 for. You and I'm actually, I'm just putting these numbers because I really charge them, but I do not advise you to do the same thing. But rather, if I would start out from scratch, I would have something like this, which is very productized. You can literally replicate and create new sub accounts for new customers and scale infinitely, and charge like a low ticket setup fees and to lower the risk, and then actually charge a bigger retainers. Now it like obviously depends on the company size, right? So if there's a smaller company, you can get away with 1K setup and then probably $500 to $1,000 monthly retainer, which is not that hard to sell. So if you think about this, if you get the 10 clients, you get $10,000 MRR, and $10,000 MRR might be more valuable than my $30,000 a month one-time retainers, because again, so like out of the, let's say, $20,000 to $40,000 that we make a month, the biggest portion come from the one-time payments because we charge lower retainers. So I would say when you are having this type of the MRR with the businesses, right? This is not the MRR that you're charging just the consumers, but this is the B2B. And if this actually helps them out, if you're building them the agent that is, helping their customers, or if you're building some sort of an internal automation or the database reactivation system, whatever it is, I think that you will have a very, very high LTV. So I would say my mistake was not prioritizing the long-term vision and not actually trying to put the clients on a retainer first and lower the risk of them entering the actual partnership with me by lowering the upfront cost. The fourth one is that I was thinking that companies care about the money they spend, when in reality they care about the returns. Now, this is, again, maybe controversial, but from my experience, like, I was thinking that, okay, I'm not able to sell, right? So I closed my first client in probably like 4 months after running my cold outreach. And I was thinking, because like maybe, and I was like already charging them some money for the prototypes, pilots, and demos. And then I was thinking, and then I was pitching, okay, so it's like, let's say $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 one-time setup fees, or $4,000 at that time. So it was the lowest one that I was trying to pitch. So I was, from the day one, charging the high ticket. Again, so we can go to this point back. But the thing is that I was thinking that I'm not able to sell it because of the price. But I believe that 90% of this was because of the way I was selling. Like, not talking about the actual presentation that I was giving them. It was that I was actually selling the service. So I was selling the tool and I was not selling the returns. And this is very deep thing with me. And guys, like if you look at my videos, right? If you look at my channel, the channel is just a great representation of myself because I feel like this is me, right? Do you think that I deserve the views that I get? I do think so. I believe that I deserve more subscribers and views. Maybe that's my ego again, but because like of the content, like who else shows you the real client goals? Who else shows you like a real, build? But the thing is that I am probably not getting too much viral because of my personality, because this is just my bad. Like, again, I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Again, even if you hate me or even if you don't agree with me, I love to hear that. I reply to everything and I never delete anything. What I'm saying is that I'm like realistic. I'm raw, right? I like to tell the truth. I like to say the things how they actually are. Again, look at this video. Look with what I started. I could just tell you, hey, these are the top 8 mistakes I have made running my AI, like something like that. But I was like, I was almost crying at the very beginning, like, so, and again, so I'm just not trying to fake it, like, it's just sad, like, for me that I made these mistakes. So, but maybe because of this way, I'm kind of removing some sort of the audience that is looking for something quick, and not necessarily low quality audience. It's just maybe the people that are busy and that cannot stick till the end of the video to understand like everything that I want to say. And the same exact thing applies to my agency services. I was very honest with my sales goal. Let's put it that way. I was saying that, like, because I was not confident, right? So I didn't have any case studies, and I was like saying, hey, this is what we can build, but we'll see if it works. So if it doesn't, we'll like kind of the reverse engineer, like we'll reverse use some deposit, or like we'll continue to work on that. So I was giving the pitch, but I was saying a lot of the buts, like this will work, but these are not the things that company want to hear. And basically I was not very confident. And this is because of my personality. Like I was trying to be honest, the same way as I'm trying to be honest on this YouTube. And sometimes it's not a good thing. You need to be confident even if you're not. You need to fake it until you make it. This is, I think, the reality of the market right now. So, I mean, and the companies care, because like the companies don't really care. Like the companies that I was usually talking to, again, they don't care if it's $6,000, $8,000, $9,000. Technically they do, like I'm generalizing it, but they care about their returns. And yes, since the AI and automations are usually helping to automate the processes that do not involve, that cannot be directly correlated with the amount of the money they make, so it's not the marketing services, you need to make sure they understand the value and they agree with this value. So if you say things like, hey, this is how much you can save, this is the value for your business, you can be like, and you can run it like very smoothly, whatever. And then it's like, do you agree with this? Or do you have another perspective? Or let's calculate your ROI. Because if you just say these things, the business owner will say, who's this guy who's like telling me that's not true? And then you'll think that they understand it, but in reality, they did not agree with the value that you're trying to provide and with the ROI that you're presenting. The fifth thing is that I was stuck in the infinite loop of trying to find the best of the best thing. I'm looking at you and I know that this is probably, you know who I'm talking with, right? You know who I'm talking about. Learning, trying to infinitely learn all the tutorials ever posted on YouTube about N8N. Trying to find the agents that cook your food and raise your kids and do everything, and trying to replicate and get all the templates, right? Spending hours trying to build, like, you know that, right? No one cares. Usually, the solutions that we build are pretty understandable and straightforward. So again, don't think that I'm trying to pitch you the one prompt, but it's just a great representation of the fact that there's, like, for example, the omni-channel agent that has like engagement agent, sub agent, text agent, which is the chatbot, and the voice agent have database reactivation, RVMs, prospect enrichment. So if there are like 6 of these things, right? These six things represent, out of the 50 plus solutions that we built for the past 2 years, they represent probably 70 to 80% of the solutions that we built. So what I'm saying is that the shit that you're trying to watch and learn cannot be sold. Like, okay, if you just trying to learn this space, okay, good luck. Probably not gonna make it. I mean, that's a good thing. Like, I mean, I'm not saying that you should not. Like, if you learn how to fish, you not necessarily need to make money fishing. Like, I get it. But I want you to be self-aware that this doesn't help you to make the money, guys. So if you're here to learn this space and just like see what's out there, okay, awesome. If you're not planning to make money out of it right now or in the next month or two, sure, if you're like very long term, if you have your job, the business, you're like, awesome. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about you who is saying, I'm starting an agency. I need to replace my income with an agency. I am transitioning to the AI. I want to implement AI into my businesses. And you keep fucking watching the stupid videos of the YouTubers that are building some random automations that have the use case, but it's so specific. You cannot like really apply it anywhere. Okay. So I was not at that stage, but I remember myself like trying to find the perfect thing instead of, as I was saying here, having, something productized, having something very straightforward, fixing like a certain set of problems for a specific industry, or fixing one problem for different industries, and then trying to pitch it. Stop doing this. Stop going through the tutorials. I do believe that once you pick your like productized offer, right, you need to go deeply. Like, you need to set the like time every day, every week, going through all the videos regarding this topic. Maybe subscribe to the channels that talk about like similar. Sure, but bro, like, do not spend 10 hours learning MCP because in reality you're not going to fucking use it in the actual use. Yeah, sure, like you say, we will build the best AI. No one cares what you build. No one's gonna pay you money for it. Okay, if you want to think about yourself in a way that you build the best things, okay, but in reality, as I said, put your ego away. Don't do my mistake, and sell what the market wants and not what you think they need. The sixth thing, I was offering stuff for free, thinking that it will help me to convert more people. Very tied to the actual fourth point. like a great representation of this. Like again, so when I do self-reflection, and it was like it started to become very obvious to me when I started to post content. People reach out to me saying that, hey Eugene, I will build you the offer to help you to monetize your subscribers for free, and then we'll see, and then we'll charge you something like a revenue share. I'll build you 500,000 of free thumbnails for your YouTube. I will free edit your videos. I would help you to find clients, right, for free. So like, I almost never accepted this offer. The reason for it, because someone said that, again, so was it like a Charlie Munger or someone, whatever, someone famous, who's like a guy come to him and say, hey, I want to work for you for free. I'm gonna dedicate all my time. You don't need to pay me. I will be the best. I will kinda do everything for you. You don't need to pay. I will learn. I will do everything. And he said, yeah, but your price is too much. So even if there is a free thing, it doesn't actually mean that the business doesn't pay the price of talking to you, of explaining their processes, of, you know, kind of spending time figuring out if they actually need it, instead of just focusing on the things that will right now give them the return on investment of time, like a return on investment of time, not the money. So I would suggest you to, if you're planning to build something for free, just do that and show it to them. Don't ask for the permission. If you are hopping at a sales call, prepare already something that you're going to show. And again, so if you are having something productized that you can just resell easily, if this is like the box, you can literally customize this box within, you know, a few minutes, a few hours, and spend like 1 hour customizing this box to each and every client that you potentially can close and hop on the call. This will help you to close more deals because they're already seeing something tangible. The seventh thing is, I didn't start building my partnership network from day zero. Needed to contact people in different industries to become friends. Now, so out of the, as I said, like, let's say if the content right now is 60% of the clients that we get, about 30-40% come from my partnership network. So again, so these partners came to me after the content, so it's kind of still the content type of the acquisition channel, but they're referring people to us. And I did not understand the power of this thing until the partner actually referred us a multiple nine-figure company that I talked to. Was not able to close them. Maybe in future they're like interested. We build them the prototype. It was paid. I was not able to close, and we had like 2 sales calls. So like I was impressed with the fact that I didn't do anything besides posting the content, and because they trusted our partner, we being able to hop on the call. Think about this. There are so many people in different industries that have the trust. They've been building this trust for years. Again, usually these are people, 40, 50 years old, maybe 60, that have connections. They're not going to build automations. Most of them are looking to start maybe AI agency, transition into the agency space. But again, what they are looking for is to leverage this opportunity to make the money. So if you really give them something interesting, like an interesting offer on the revenue share basis, something like 50-50%, and do all the fulfillment, I do believe that this is the most underrated opportunity right now. And I was not doing that because I thought that, I don't know, like I just didn't think about this. And instead of sending this thousands of emails to random companies and trying to land the client when I was starting, I could easily send this thousands of emails to the consultants, coaches in agencies within different spaces, trying to partner up with them. And I do think that I would get my first 10K month much, much, much faster. And the last thing, the eighth thing, I started to forget why I was recording the YouTube videos at the first place. This is kind of like a bonus mistake, not related necessarily to the agency, but in general to my journey. And actually, I'm recording this video because of this mistake, because I started to forget that I don't give a fuck about what people think. I do think that I'm like posting one of the most valuable contents in the AI space when it comes to making money, and I set the trends. Like, I don't, by the way, I don't, but I want to set the trends. I don't want to follow the trend. I want to talk about the things that I feel are valuable. I want to talk about the things that I enjoy. And I enjoy this video. Like, it's gonna fucking get like 1,000 views. Okay, for my channel, sure. Go watch other YouTubers that are having 20, 30, 50,000 views, sharing their mistakes with the fancy edits and being super, maybe as like overly positive or whatever. So like, or giving you a feeling of something. Yeah, this is just my style. And I started to forget. I was actually very mad, and I'm actually very disappointed with the performance of my channel right now, with the second channel, and with like a few other things that are related to the content. But again, I'm comparing myself to others, which I always do. This is like my ego, and comparing myself to others is the two biggest things that makes me unhappy on a daily basis. But again, I just need to remind myself that why I started to post content on YouTube. Yeah, I did start. I obviously, like, the 50% of the thing was because I wanted to have the brand. Like, I wanted to have something out there that I can refer people to. But I was always dreaming to have the audience and to talk about the things that I do. Again, not sure why, like, just sharing. It's a very deep topic, and why people want an attention and why they're posting videos if we're not talking about making money. But one of the reasons was because I just enjoy that. And I enjoy posting the things that I care about that don't necessarily make a lot of views, unfortunately. Yeah, so I just need to stick with what I like, and this will allow me to continue posting, continue to deliver you guys that are still watching this video till the end the value, and continue the grind of becoming the famous AI YouTuber. Okay, I hope you found this video valuable. Would love to hear your thoughts in the comments, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.